Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's the end of the work week. Actually, it's the weekend. Some people ended their work week yesterday. But good morning. It's your girl Sherry Mitchell with Glorified Fitness Incorporated. This is day 5 fitness tips. And today we're going to be working on different stretches to improve your flexibility and your balance. First, I want to throw out my disclaimer that we don't own the rights to the music that you hear, but we are fully licensed to play it. I also want to throw out another disclaimer. I know you hear me say simple terms when I'm doing these exercises. That's because I'm not trying to cater to professionals who are well versed in anatomy. I know these terms, but I don't want what I'm saying to go over your head, because I want you to be able to understand what I'm talking about. So every now and again you'll hear me use a term like hip flexors or hip extenders or stuff like that, or talking about hip adductors and abduction. And I'm not using that stuff often because, I want you to be able to understand what I'm talking about. I'll say back muscles instead of saying your trapezoids or anything like that. So sometimes I'll say your traps, your lats. I'm trying to talk to the layman. I'm not trying to talk to a professional. But of course, if there's a professional watching this, listening to this on my podcast, or reading this on my blog, and I misspeak because I stumble over words sometimes, if I say something wrong, let me know. I'll be glad to modify and correct myself, because I am here to learn just like everybody else. So, with that being said, I want to let you know, for example, if I say your shoulder blades, for example, I'll tell you to do something with your shoulder blades. That's a common word. If I say scapula, some people be like, what are you talking about? So I want to make sure that whoever's watching this, listening to this, or reading this knows what I'm talking about. So I won't go into the specific of different muscle groups or different bones, different parts of the skeleton. But I do have this information in my head. I do know it. But again, I'm trying to make sure people understand what I'm saying. There's not a lot of people who know the terminology. So I'm trying to use terminology that is common for the common person. So with that being said, of course, you need to warm up muscles before you stretch them out. Some warm-ups you can do are arm circles. Again, we're going to do a full warm-up video that talks about different warm-ups. You can do big circles, front and back. You can do small circles, front and back. You can do arm swings, like you're swimming. And you can do the backstroke. There's different things you can do. You can do some calf raises to stretch those muscles. To work those muscles and warm them up before you start stretching them. So there's just different things you can do with warm up. So I'm going to do a video that talks about warm up exercises, because there's a variety of those as well. But again, these are not all inclusive moves that I'm showing you. I'm just giving you some ideas for you to try. So I just want to make sure that's clear. I'm not hitting every exercise move in existence. I'm just trying to give you some ideas. Maybe you can switch up some things, maybe some stuff you haven't tried before. That's what we're doing here. So when you're stretching, you're basically doing a pose that's going to stretch a particular muscle group. And what you want to do is you want to hold that pose for like 20 to 30 seconds for a good stretch. You don't want to do stretches really fast, because they're not going to be effective. You actually want to stretch the muscles out. So you want to hold the poses for like 20 to 30 seconds. No, I'm not going to be doing that today, because again, I'm just showing you the move, and I'm telling you to hold it longer than what I'm showing you, because I'm just showing you how to do it, and then you can just hold it when you're actually doing a workout. I'm not doing a workout. So when you're doing a workout and you're actually doing stretching in a workout, you need to hold those moves for 20 to 30 seconds in order for it to be an effective stretch. So first we're going to start with a chest stretch. So the side view, what you're going to do is arms behind you. You're going to clasp your hands behind you, standing nice and tall with your knees slightly bent. And you're going to pull those shoulders back. See, I'm pulling my shoulders back. And then you're going to lift your arm up. Looking straight ahead when you do this. When you can't lift your arms up, just pull your shoulders back with your arms down. You're going to stretch it either way. But if you want more of a stretch, you can pull your scapula, pull your shoulder blades together, and lift your arms up for more of a stretch. Again, you're holding this stuff for 20 to 30 seconds. Next is a back stretch, similar to the chest stretch, except you're going to clasp your hands in front of you. Knees slightly bent. You're going to flip your arms around and pull your shoulder blades apart on this one, and this stretches your back. This is how this looks from the side. Again, you're going to hold it for 20 to 30 seconds. Next, we're going to do this is going to stretch your biceps and your shoulder. So, you're basically going to grab your elbow, come across, arm straight out. You're going to look away from your hand that's straight out. Keep your shoulder down. You should feel this stretch here in your arm muscles. And this also, you should feel it some of your triceps, and you should feel it in your shoulders. You make sure you do the other side. Same thing. Look away from your hand. Pull that to your chest, and keep your shoulders down. You should feel a nice stretch in your triceps and your shoulders. Another tricep stretch, kind of overhead stretch. Take your arm up and over. Make sure you can see this. Arm straight up, and then you're going to pull it down. Keep your elbow by your head. This is how it looks from the side. This is how it looks from the back. You want more of a stretch? Take your hand and gently pull your elbow down so that your arm goes further down your back. So that your hand goes further down your back. And then you just repeat it on the other side. Again, hold these stretches 20 to 30 seconds. Next, we're going to work on balance a little bit. So there's the hamstring stretch. You're going to bend this knee, put this leg straight out there. You're going to put a little pressure here in the top hip in order to get the hamstring stretched nicely. Pull that toe up in a dorsiflexion position. That's going to stretch out your calves as well. You can point it to the side. That's going to stretch that band that runs along the back, kind of the back side of your leg. It's kind of on the side, but in the back. That's going to stretch that out. You can also do what's called gas pedals, where you're stretching out the front of your leg now. There's a muscle right here in front of your shin. It feels like a bone, but there's some muscles there. You can do some gas pedals. I only do like 4 or 5 of those. Make sure you do your other leg. Again, knee bent over here, and you're putting a little bit of pressure on your upper thigh in order to stretch your hamstrings back here. As you pull your foot up, you're stretching your calf muscles more. And you point it out to stretch that band that's on the side. That gets really tight a lot of times and causes pain sometimes. You want to stretch that out. And you got your gas pedals. Again, I only do like 4 to 5 gas pedals. Next we have the quad stretch. Now, if you need support for this, use support. That's why I have this chair over here. Basically what you want to do is you want to get your foot in your hand. Try to keep your legs close together. you should feel a stretch in your quad muscle here. If you can do it to work on your balance, throw your arm out there, however you want to do it, up high, to the side. You want to make sure that you're sinking down into this stretch so that you can feel it good here. Don't try to stand up too tall. You want to push your pelvis forward. That helps with that stretch. Don't forget to do the other side. This will definitely work on your balance. Again, sink down into it and push your pelvis forward so you can feel a nice stretch in your quad muscles there. Okay, we're going to work on some hip flexors. Basically, you're going to lunge forward. The lunge position, this back leg, you want to see if you can get it down. Put your knee on the floor if you can. Let me show you from the side view. Yeah, switch legs. Switch legs on you. Basically what you're doing, this works on balance a little bit, but you're also stretching your hips. So you can even do a pulse with it to work it even more. But what you want to do, you can also, on your knee, lean forward. This is where you're leaning forward. Some people like to rock with it, but this is stretching your hip flexors. And you're also getting a stretch under your hamstrings back there as well. Make sure you do it on the other side too. Again, you're leaning forward. You're going to come down. You're going to lean forward with that stretch. Or you can also take that leg up and down, or just have it straight. Those are stretches for your hips. Got a couple more standing stretches. This is also for your balance. Unilateral standing. So basically, you're going to, this is kind of a yoga pose. Put one foot up on the side of your leg. They like to do like a namaste. This is helping your balance. There's different places you can put your arms to make sure you can balance. And make sure you do both legs. Again, you're holding these for 20 to 30 seconds. I'm not doing 20 to 30 seconds. Can't even get that leg up there. Do what you can. If you need it down here, do that. But you can put it up there. That's good. This is a yoga move, actually. All right. Now we're going to take it to the mat. Again, you're holding these poses for 20 to 30 seconds for them to be effective. Okay, on your mat, you make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. You're going to point your toes toward you in a dorsiflexion. Up nice and tall. This is stretching your hamstrings some more. And you want to make sure that your back is nice and tall. You can lean forward. Do what you can. Some people could just lean here, but you want to stretch those back muscles out now. Make sure you're breathing during these exercises. You can also push your chest up, stretch those muscles. You stretched your back, now you can stretch your chest. Again, with your feet, your toes pointed towards your shins. You can also pull one knee in. Again, up nice and tall. You're going to lean forward with your knee bent. As you breathe out, try to reach a little further. Again, you can lean forward. You can lean over the stretched out knee and try to keep your glutes on the floor. You can also lean towards the straight leg. There's different positions that you can do it at. Just make sure you do both legs. Again, you're leaning straight forward. You can lean on the straight leg, or you can lean over the bent knee. Try to keep your glutes on the floor when you do that. Next, we're going to open our legs. Open them to a width that's comfortable for you. You're going to stretch down one leg. Again, keep that opposite glute on the floor. Down the other leg. And you can also lean down the middle. Again, as you're breathing out, try to reach a little further. Some people can go all the way down. My daughter can do that. I can't do that. I used to be able to do that, but I need to lose some more of this weight before I can get to that. Next, we have a cross leg stretch. You have a straight leg. You have a bent knee. You're going to put it over your leg. And then you're going to hug your bent knee towards your chest. Pull it towards your chest. You should feel a nice stretch here. Don't forget to do the other side. Turn your body towards it. Okay, now we're going to do some stretches on our knees. We're going to do what's called a cat camel. You may have heard of it. Have you seen a cat when they arch their back? This is basically what you're doing. You're going to arch your back, your head straight down, usually, and then whenever you keep your arms straight, whenever you stretch in the opposite direction, you kind of look like you got a camel's hump. You just up and down. You can do these for like a 4 count. Up, 2, 3, 4, down, 2, 3, 4. Or you can do a more of a 2 count. Up, 2, down, 2. Up, 2, down, 2. I suggest doing at least 8 sets of these to get a good stretch in there. The cat camel you don't have to hold for 20 to 30 seconds. This is more of a fluid movement, but it is stretching out your abs. You're stretching out your abs when you look like the camel, and you're stretching out your back when you look like the cat. It's called cat camel. That's a fun exercise. Next, we have a bird dog. I have to switch the other direction. So we're done with the chairs. Let me move it out the way. Okay, this is called a bird dog. Or you start on your knees. What you're doing, you're going to take your opposite hand, opposite foot, and reach straight to where your spine is straight. And then you switch to the other side. Make sure you keep your spine straight, your head is looking down. Again, you can hold that for 20 to 30 seconds, or you can hold it for like 5 or 6 seconds and then switch. But if you want a good stretch with it and work your balance, hold it for 20 to 30 seconds. Okay, now we have what's called prisoner rotations. I haven't been to prison, but seen a lot of TV with it. Hands up on your knees. You're just going to twist side to side, stopping in the middle. You can also do this up on one knee. Twist. You're not doing these fast because you're stretching. You want to hold them a little bit. This is another fluid movement where you don't have to hold it for 20 to 30 seconds. But you do need to keep it moving. Do your other leg. Stretch. And you see where how my foot is? My foot is laying flat. It's not up like this. It's flat so you can stretch out those calf muscles at the same time. You're also working your hips as you're doing this. Remember to do both legs. Okay, now we're going to do some work on our stomach. some prone exercise, some more prone exercises. Anytime you're facing the floor, it's called prone position. And when you're laying on your back, which we'll do that in a little bit, it's called a supine position. Let me turn this way. Okay, so one exercise, again, this is good for your back. You're going to start with your elbows on the floor, and you're going to push up. Do what you can. If you can only go here, that's fine. Do what you can. If you want to, like, do a fluid motion, you can do that. But basically, we're stretching out that spine, and you can stretch and hold that for 20 to 30 seconds. Go down and hold that. Another one, you can flip your hands with your palms facing up. You can lift, looking like a seal now. Keep your head straight, look straight ahead. I know I'm looking at the camera, but you need to keep your spine in alignment. And so what you're doing is you're lifting up onto your midsection, and you're holding those. Next is called an IYWO formation. So, on your stomach, what you want to do, you can keep your feet flat on the floor with your the top of your foot laying flat on the floor. The I, you don't want to touch the floor. You have I with your arms straight in front of you. Y, hands at a 90-degree angle, still not touching the floor. W, bring them down to your side. And then O, you're going across your back, and you're not touching your back. If you need to touch it, that's fine. But try to not touch your back. If you don't want to touch it, then you want to do this multiple times. Pause in between. Just for like a second. That's another fluid one. That's called IYWO. You're basically putting your hands in an I, a Y, a W, and an O position. The O position is above your back. If you have problems doing it on the floor like that, you can do what I just did. Do it up on your knees. It's just better for you if you are able to do it when you're laying on your stomach in the prone position. Next, we're going to do some exercises on your back. We're going to start with some bridges, some regular bridges. We're almost done, y'all. Hopefully you'll be able to get some good stretches out of this. With your feet by your bottom, your back flat on the floor, hands, palms facing down. You're going to raise up. You should have a straight alignment. You don't want to go up too high. You don't want to be down too low. You just want to have a straight line going across. Another move, you can add a leg up while you're doing this. This is for a little bit more advanced. Make sure you're doing the other side. Up. Hold it. You can make this more of a fluid movement, or you can hold it for 20 to 30 seconds. Again, I'm just showing you the move. One last stretch I want to show you. With one leg straight out in front of you, toe pointed up, you're going to pull your knee towards your chest. And keep that other leg flat on the floor. This is another hip flexor stretch. You're also stretching out your hamstrings. And make sure you switch the other leg also. Keep the other leg straight. Pull that one into your chest. And that's it for the stretching exercises I wanted to show you. Again, these are not all inclusive. There's plenty more different stretches you can do that I did not go over. But this is just to give you some ideas, give you some tips. This is our fitness tips day 5. And so day 6 will resume on Monday because we're closed on Sunday. I will be at church If anybody wants to join me at church, come on. We're at 6760 Tussing Boulevard in Reynoldsburg, Ohio, Suite 210A. So if you want to join me in the morning, I'll be there at 10 a.m. for Sunday school, 11 a.m. for Sunday worship service. So that's what we'll be doing on Sunday, and we'll be back here with another exercise on Monday. Haven't decided yet what that's going to be. So if you have any ideas that you want to see, drop a comment, send us a message, start a conversation on our website. Contact us and let us know what you want to see next, because I haven't decided yet about Monday. So tell us what you want to see. Tell us what you want to hear on our podcast. Tell us what you want to read on our blog, and we will be happy to oblige. So thank you again for your support. Hopefully these tips are helping you. Hopefully these stretches we did today are going to help you stretch out some muscles. Your muscles are feeling tight, you need to stretch them out. If you're creating more sweat when you're stretching than you are when you're actually working out, you need to stretch more, because you should not be working as hard to stretch as you do whenever you're doing a cardio routine. So again, these are just fitness tips that we're throwing out there. So we're going to keep them going every day. We're going to resume on Monday. It's Monday through Saturday. Thank you for your support. Thank you for joining. Share this video. Subscribe on YouTube. Click that notification bell so that you can get notified whenever we do these. We typically try to do them at 6 a.m. Monday through Saturday. Wednesday it's at 7 a.m. because I think I mentioned I have a weekly prayer call that I get on, because I got to pray, Praying, God hears prayers, He answers prayers. So we got a prayer call going every Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. So I can't do the exercise at 6 a.m. So I'll be doing it at 7 a.m. on Wednesdays. Whenever we start doing videos for the different machines that we have here, that's going to probably be more like 9 a.m., 10 a.m. When we do those. Those will be later in the day, because I'm going to have my little helper following me around. So look forward to those. We'll see you again on Monday. Have a blessed weekend. To God be the glory.